Today, it's your country's stuff. Just take it back. They'll show you how. This is CheckPoint. Welcome to CheckPoint. Your heart rate may increase, but that's due to the adrenaline.
Do you mean like from the excitement of video game news?
No, I mean from the Novocaine. Open wide, here come the headlines.
Roblox released their annual financial statement, and it's like peering into hell. So join us! While they happily tout that their top 1,000 marketplace creators each took home an average of $1.3 million, which is a legitimately impressive and large number of dollars, Roblox themselves are obviously making much, much more. In fact, by their numbers, they accounted for 3.4% of all gaming globally in 2025. Even more in the US, which they are sadly determined to refer to as having deeper penetration in that market. Their goal, by the way, is 10%. They want 10% of all gaming globally to be Roblox. And how are they going to do that? Why, by harnessing the power of AI, of course. We assume, if you're watching the show, that you're not a Roblox player. Partially because we keep banging on about how awful it is, and partially because we're sure that unlike Roblox, 38% of you are not under the age of 13. But if you are a Roblox user, know that they're training their AI on you. Specifically, they say we have unique data to train these models, including 12 billion hours of human interaction data per month, billions of chat messages each day, and tens of millions of users communicating through voice each day. They're recording the words and voices of children to train their AI roadmap with the stated goal of making it easier for creators to make highly profitable games like Steel Brain Rot, so there'll be fewer creators with whom they'll need to share their billions of dollars. But the Australian Communications Minister did write them a strongly worded letter, which they've ignored and won't do anything. But I guess someone's trying.
Ever watch Lara Croft steal a bunch of sacred relics and wonder how the people who own them feel about it? Good news! A new game called Relooted launched on Tuesday, and the concept is that you take African artifacts from Western museums and return them to their places of origin. According to developer Nyamakop, Relooted is a single-player, side-scrolling heist game, but it does at least have a whiff of edutainment since the game will give you chivos if you learn about the history of the artifacts you're liberating. There's also no combat in Relooted unless you count needing to use a special skill to disable a security drone, so if you're looking for a different kind of escapist fantasy, this game's a couple. You can dream of a world where the Benin bronzes are returned to Nigeria, and you can dream of a world where social justice can be enacted without violence. Fun!
Highguard developer Wildlight Entertainment announced on Twitter that it had laid off all but a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game. This announcement confirmed a post on LinkedIn made by level designer Alex Grainer saying that most of the team had been laid off. Of course, the post preceding the layoff announcement on Wildlight's Twitter account was a retweet of the final day of the Highguard launch countdown, which was posted 17 days earlier. And the game had been subject to a surprising level of hostility since its announcement as the final world premiere of the 2025 Game Awards last December, with most reviewers giving it an unremarkable score. But even if it hadn't been titled a pseudonym for Overwatch, a hero shooter launching in 2026 was always going to be entering a challenging environment familiar to anyone who remembers MMOs in the 2000s, RTSs in 1997, or FPSs in 1994. But saturated markets can still produce innovation, and many beloved games have emerged from the massive so-called genre clones. And 2 weeks is not a lot of time for a live service game to find and build an audience, especially for one that was only announced a few weeks earlier. And in spite of all that hostile social media reaction, Highguard had built some popular interest. Enough that disgraced children's entertainer Dr. Disrespect even tried to claim that he was invited to the game's launch event in a humiliating attempt at self-promotion. And we can laugh about that, but we don't laugh that many skilled and dedicated developers have lost their sources of income due to factors not only beyond their control, but in spite of the quality of their work. Highguard's negative reviews targeted the game's high-level scope and direction while commending the feel of the game's combat. So who's going to get to keep their jobs? That hasn't been disclosed by Wildlight's management, but presumably they're the ones who get to stay at their desks.
Meet Mamoru Oshii. You may know him as the director of this, or this, or this. But definitely not this, and you and me need to have some fucking words about that after the show because it is a banger. But what you don't know about Mamoru Oshii, indeed something none of us knew until recently, is that he is a septuagenarian gamer. Oshii plays a lot of video games, like Fallout 4, and... well, that's it, really, at least by comparison, but more on that in a minute. In a recent interview, he stated, "There are no other games I want to play." This is not an exaggeration either. Oshii says that he's logged 10,000 hours in Fallout 4 without even engaging in the main questline. He's content to simply wander the wasteland with Dogmeat, ignoring the story, never picking a faction, and instead just, quote, stripping scumbags naked while also contributing to the local community's welfare. Praxis. Sure, he'll occasionally come up for air to play anything new by Hideo Kojima, but once he's done, he's straight back into the Commonwealth. This is also known as model railway behavior. You hit a certain age and just decide to sink yourself deep into an all-encompassing hobby. While it's unclear if Oshii has a special room in his house decorated to look like a tiny Vault 111, he did say at one point he had amassed so much loot from playing side quests and hunting scumbags that his in-game base was causing his PS4 to lag, necessitating a move to Steam, which also meant he could now install mods. He also briefly tried Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition 2 until he saw his customized character was replaced by, quote, some random bald guy wearing a suit, and it took a lot of effort to get the game back to normal. Paraphrasing not only gamers, but like people everywhere, he added, "I'd wish they'd stop changing things without asking." In conclusion, if we can excuse legendary director Mamoru Oshii from playing over 10,000 hours in Fallout 4 as the proof of a creative genius at play, then surely we can stop giving me shit about playing 7,000 games of threes. What about you, Kathleen? Are you still in the thrall of any mobile games?
Yeah, I'm trying out Cribbage with Grandpas, and it's pretty good. One purchase, no ads, and you can have as many grandpas as you want.
I don't have any grandpas.
They're horny like the rest of us. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Coming up, Time magazine is previewing special edition covers featuring Pokemon to celebrate the series' 30th anniversary. Also, put in your votes for Mon of the Year. Hint, it's you. You're a Pokemon now.
Meet Mama, that's not the right thing at all.
Hold up.
Nice. Awesome.
We did it. With several restarts, maybe some of which Heather will include as bloopers. That hasn't been disclosed by Wildlight's management, but fuck. Fumbled it at the end. You can hear the Olympic announcer saying, "Oh, that run was so clean." And then she just completely lost control.
Hit the fence.
Now her femurs are poking out of her thighs. But I have to say, Wildlight, the LD into the L is not a collection of tongue movements that English handles particularly well.
Wildlight.
Wildlight. You've got to pull your tongue back and then send it forward again, so it's really hard to do it quickly. Wildlight.
I think that percussive T at the end too is because you were saying wildlife.
Yeah, I want to say wildlife.
Somehow we have an easier time with that because there's that soft F.
Yeah, because it's a wild. The tongue goes back for the LD, light.
Yep.
And it's got to come forward and then hit for the T.
Yeah.
It's like this kind of movement.
Wildlight. Yeah.
Which is not something that tongues do in English. Mm-hmm. We're used to these like rolling flirt.
I wonder if it'd been easier if it was like wild light, like it was two words on the screen, and then your mind breaks it. Like wild light entertainment.
It still doesn't sound good together. It's too percussive.
Yeah. That must be why they're closing the studio. They're not closing the studio.
No, they're leaving some people around to
still
keep
make money.
The husk of the game going.
Yeah, to basically get paid out.
Was it all like a crypto scam or something?
Speaking of crypto scams, if you'd like to support what we do here at CheckPoint, go to patreon.com/loadingreadyrun, and you can support what we do here. Also become a member of the YouTube channels. And we have other things that are going on all the other channels. I've forgotten exactly what's coming up this month.
Well, if you like things that are video game news, then we've got this. But if you don't want things that are video game news, we've got a new season of our brand new show, or a new season of our old panel show, The Panelists, which is basically just like a British-style argument show that's coming up on our main channel.
People love a good argument.
Yeah, it's all just 20 minutes of just insanity every episode.
And what day does that premiere?
On Valentine's Day, so you can watch that instead of talking to someone that you're maybe somewhat interested in.
Yeah, check that out on our main channel.
Or use it to court them.
Oh, yeah.
How good would it be if you showed up to go romancing with someone and you're like, I brought you weird internet comedy.
Yeah, I thought you might enjoy watching an argument and then maybe having an argument.
With your tongues as you make it furiously.
Have a tongue argument.
Yeah, you and that grandpa from the Cribbage of the Cramp.
It's sincerely a really good game.
Oh, yeah. Did you rate that one?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all. Bye now.
Thanks, everybody.
That game was real?
Yeah, it's a real game.